Hey, you, I'm the Queen of Shade. Welcome to the interview. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Oh, and hit my Cash App to support your favorite content creator. Now let's get to the interview. Mwah.
I can think about a million reasons why you need to burn in hell. You're a liar and a cheater, a con artist telling tales. Been rejected, disrespected, boy, your abuse never fails. I'm so done, boy, really done, boy, now I'm staying to myself. I'm so stoic. 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 I'm so stoic.
Salutations, Ducos. This is your fabulous leader, the Queen of Shade, coming to you with another special presentation. Moving full speed ahead, getting to know some amazing people, chatting with people from all around the world has been an amazing experience. We've talked to people on different continents, almost every continent except Antarctica, I believe. And it has been quite a beautiful experience. And having said that, I have someone else that you need to meet. This young man is a man of many talents, but above all, he's an entrepreneur. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to formally introduce you to this great Black entrepreneur known as Drummer Boy.
Yes,
wait, you're the first person that clapped for yourself. I love that. You're the first person. Like, literally, I've done like 250 of these interviews.
Yeah.
And literally, you're the first person that clapped for yourself.
Well, you're supposed to clap for yourself. We're not in the room. Who else is going to clap, right?
So how are you today?
I'm doing as fine as you look. How about that?
Oh, well, you've been busy today. You've been busy today. Didn't you take a flight this morning?
I took a flight last night.
Okay.
Well, it was delayed. So it was supposed to be afternoon, but it was delayed. So I ended up flying out maybe 7. And then I got here around 9:30. I had to come here. I had to smoke a blunt. And then I had to take a shower and go to bed real quick. I had to be to the office this morning. Yeah. And I just left at 5:08. And I got here and I put on something red. And I said, you know what? If I don't make this interview, that's my ass. So I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. That email that you sent, that email that you sent saying that my head was gonna be worth such and such amount if I don't make the interview, I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to reply. I'm just going to make it. No, she didn't say that. She did not say that, y'all.
No, I hadn't received your talent clearance form. That's what people don't understand.
I know.
Yeah, we're real professional over here at
Yes, you are.
Queen of Shade. So, like,
can you imagine somebody knowing how to do all this editing and knowing all this shooting and taking so long and acting like I don't know how to fill out a form and then actually scan it and send it by email?
Most people don't print it out. Most people sign it through their phone or something, or type their name and date in there. And
that's because, like, people think, I don't know, people think that I am like this guru of tech, and it's like, no, like, I'm the one who's like looking at documents with the glasses, stretching it out wide like this, like looking, like, that's me. If you don't tell me what to do exactly, I won't know how, but we made it here, and I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for having me.
We're glad to have you. We are glad to have you. Now I have a confession to make.
Yep.
I have had a crush on you for years. And
are you serious?
I'll tell you why. See, it's a grown crush, though. It ain't I'm not going to hunt you down and,
there you go.
Tie you up and hog tie you and put you in, keep you in the basement. I ain't doing
that. There you go. Give me some value. There you go. There you
go. Literally, as an entrepreneur, you have touched so many different facets of entertainment, and one of those facets being adult entertainment. And even though are you retired now? Are you semi-retired? What's going on?
Yeah, I retired in January because I have some other things going on. I like to act on stage and things like that, and I do accounting, and so there's other things that I like to do. I thought 15 years was a good run. You know, Bush was president when I started, and
oh, that's a long time ago, baby. We voted his ass out of here. I'm like, oh, baby.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Bush was president when I started, and it has been a blast ever since then. And I thought 15 years and at the age of 35, that is a good time to leave the adult entertainment industry before the adult entertainment industry left me.
Yeah, before it leaves.
Okay.
But you know what's so crazy? It now makes sense. It now, like with you saying that you have other interests still in entertainment, other ventures that you're pursuing, acting on stage, drama, et cetera, it makes sense because your performances are theatrical.
Oh my gosh. I try to make them seem like you missed out. You know, I really appreciate you saying that because that is important. When I'm making content, that's extremely important. Not so much who's in the video. It's how can I get the audience to really feel like they got an invitation in their email and they saw the email invitation one day after the event.
Yeah.
And wish that they had been there. You know, that's really the gist of it. What mood goes right with it? You know, what am I hoping to get out of it is how I'm acting in the video. So I really appreciate you saying that.
Ever since, you know what's so crazy about the adult entertainment industry, especially what they do to Blacks. When I first saw you on the internet somewhere, you know how they do. It's somewhere. You click something and it leads you down the
right. It's somewhere. I know.
I saw you and I didn't know your name. I didn't know what your stage name was. And I literally, I'll never forget from the first time I saw you. I said, oh, I like him. I like him.
What did you do? How did you find it out? Did you just have to keep looking or?
You know what happens? You have to keep looking. And then what happened is in your career, you started shooting with different studios and really getting your brand out there. And then all of a sudden it was like name, Drummer Boy.
Yep.
I was like, okay. Two of my favorite, and I have favorites. Two of my favorite collaborations that I've seen you in were the one with there's been many with Kept Secret. And then and then my new favorite, I got that on my phone. is the one with you and Crave Melanin.
Oh yes, absolutely.
That one was like, I was like, honey, this is
Crave is
their performance.
Yeah, Crave is one of my favorites. Crave is one of my favorites. He is extremely funny. I don't know if people know how funny he is, how down to earth and how silly he is. He is one of the funniest people I probably met in Atlanta. That guy is crazy. He is funny. You know, he just says things off the cuff, and like you have to be there. You have to be expecting it. If you're not like really getting consistent humor, you might take it personal. But he has the dark humor that I like. So it was a lot of that interaction going on. So we were able to put that in the shoot. We were able to kind of, you know, and we've done many shoots, maybe 2 or 3 of them. And every time it's like, it's awesome. Every time it's awesome. Every time he comes. There was one time where we had to, oh my God, is this exclusive? I don't know. But one time, I will tell you this, and I'm not sure if people aren't gonna like the video now, but anyway, there was this time. Can I tell you a story?
Yes.
All right. So there was this time that me and Crave, maybe it was about 1.5 years ago, we did a shoot, and it was in the month of February, and it was the same day that we did a threesome with one of our other co-stars, TC. He was light skinned, right? Did you ever seen that one? That was the day, but we had also filmed at his house. So that day, I don't know why he was just, I don't know. I'm not gonna say he wasn't focused, but he seemed like he wasn't focused. So he showed up and he was like just being himself times 10, right? So he wasn't high or drunk or any of that. He hadn't drank or anything like that. He was just, being himself. And I'm like, it's time to calm down. So when it came down for the come scene, okay, the come scene, it was awesome. We were recording, it was great, and the come scene was awesome. It was just us two by that point. The cameraman had left, so we had to figure out how to make it. So the come scene was great. This fool forgot to press the record button, okay? This is after 4 hours of shooting. I was so hurt. I was so upset. I told him, I'm like, why weren't you focused? We should have had this right. You should have pressed the record button. You had one job. If I was your employer, I would fire you. You wouldn't even fill out the I-9 form. Here's your social security card back. Like, I was really upset, right? So I figured out, I'm like, you know what? We have got to make a come scene. It was so much that he just couldn't, of course, do it again that fast. So I said, you know what we're going to do? We are going to go to Walmart. We're going to go get some almond milk.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get some baby oil and mix it together. And I'm going to spray it inside of me and I'm going to push it out. And that is going to be our come scene. Can you believe that is everyone's favorite part of the video? Yeah. Of course, not knowing that fact, but that is everyone's favorite part of the video. So when you say that, I'm like, God, that's a day.
Get this. They're still going to love it. They're still going to watch it.
I hope so.
And let me tell you something. That's the business of adult entertainment. Do you know how many of them are mixed baby batter? Mixed. It's made up. But see, but you know what? That's what I love about you, because what's your birth sign?
I'm a Sagittarius. My birthday is actually this month.
Okay. Happy early birthday. But that's why you're very business savvy. You're extreme. That's also something that stands out to me. You're very business savvy. This is what the main studios are doing. The main studios are doing. So y'all, he was like, okay, listen, you done fucked this up and we got to fix it. That's a CEO.
Yeah. And at that point, it's like, and it wasn't that he fucked it up because he brought it the entire shoot. It was just like, oh my God, what do you say to somebody who brings it every time and then fucks up that one time? But that one time they fuck up, it's like colossal and you just want to just like throw everything in the air. I was so stressed out that day. I was like, oh my God, what do I say? Do I say the wrong thing and get my ass kicked? Or do I just say what's on my heart? And we got through it. I mean, I still love him to this day, but that was one of the funniest stories ever. I had only had to do that one time in my career, one time.
Good. And you know what's so funny? I'm so glad that first of all, I'm glad you only had to do it one time, because you are quite the consummate performer that every time they come. Okay?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
They come every time. And it's real. And it's real. So, but I love the idea of, because see, things changed. The entire entertainment industry changed with the birth of social media.
Yeah. You're exactly right.
Yeah. Being able to put it out yourself, being able to reap the benefit of it yourself, it changed everything. The studios are actually a thing of the past now. And it's so crazy too, because I've been celibate 10 years. In August, it was 10 years. Yeah, I've been celibate a very long time. And I did that because I, too, am very entrepreneurial. So I needed to focus on this career. And
good for you. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you are not for the streets. You are not.
No.
You are not for the streets.
He is not for the streets.
You actually are too long on the shelf. Okay?
Yeah.
When you're on the shelf and not the streets, you might need to get off the shelf for just a smidget, just a small smidget, maybe a little bit for New Year's Eve.
Right? But what's so funny? You're absolutely right, because I did a video before this.
That's beautiful though. It really is.
But it's called transmutation.
Yeah.
So me, I have a very high sex drive, like most men, and I
Yeah.
enjoy sexual gratification. I enjoy the releases of dopamine and come that happen
Yeah.
in that moment. So
Yeah.
I got addicted to it. I'm very addicted to it. So I knew that I would have to channel that energy into my business because it's a lot of energy. You know, a lot of
Yeah, it is.
like, and let me
Absolutely.
just say this: a lot of men, we always have sex on the brain. It's always
Yeah.
on the brain. When we meet a new guy, we're looking at him. We're looking
Yep.
at him. Like honestly, I said to someone because they said to me, you know, since 2003, I've been showing Black and Latin men. I support my men. So
Yep. Yeah.
the color, I'm there.
I've noticed that. I
Yeah.
noticed that too.
Yeah. So I tell them, I'm like, you don't think that, why would I show someone I'm not sexually attracted to?
Yeah, because then that means that you would be trying to sell something that you don't necessarily believe in. And that's the part. Yeah. And that's the part that would make it a chore. You
Exactly.
know, that's the
Exactly.
part that would make it a chore because you're just going to find yourself trying to chase those loyal people to that, you know, to that content, but your heart's not in it enough to keep it presented to them. Right.
Yeah. You're
Yep. It
absolutely
makes sense.
You're
Absolutely.
absolutely right. And get this, we are, and this is the thing, like there are levels of maturity. I'm 40.
Yep.
I just turned 40 in September. So I'm blowing you away. 10 years of celibacy, just turned 40. Yeah. Okay.
You look great. Well, you're not supposed to look old at 40, first of all. You're not supposed to look bad at 40 at all, but you just look so young and vibrant and ready for the world still. So,
Thank you.
I mean, and 40 is young. Congratulations on 40 years.
Yeah.
A lot of us, seriously and sadly, a lot of us are gone
Yeah.
by the time we're 40 in this day and age.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have anything to do with sex. It has everything to do with unhealthy eating, drugs, unnecessary drugs, unnecessary fights,
Yep.
you know, being behind the wheel drunk, you know, those things are the norm. And that's kind of sad, you know.
Yep.
So I really commend you for still being here and still looking fierce. You look beautiful. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're
You know,
absolutely welcome.
and let's face it too, 40 years old. I've been in entertainment for 20 years. I started as a runway model in Paris back in 2000.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, 2005. But even that, what people need to understand is that just because you start and you're in, whatever in means, doesn't mean you're gonna stay in.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Mean,
That's
it
right.
doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. And
That's
throughout
absolutely right.
throughout a lot of my life and my career, see, I'm a Libra. So
Oh, okay. So wait, you just had a birthday. Wait, right?
yeah,
There you go.
I just turned 40. So if you know anything about a Libra, we don't like to be told what to do.
Absolutely not.
So
Absolutely not. My best friend is a Libra. My best friend is a Libra. And you could tell him that he needs to do something. You don't even have to tell him.
Yeah.
You could say, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. And he will say, well, you can do it.
Oh.
You know, you can do it. He'll say, well, you can do it. And then we'll turn around and do the same thing you just say that he needs to do. He just wants to not hear someone tell him what to do. That's how Libras are. Yeah. And when they do it way better. It's something about that Libra energy. It's something about, in my opinion, it's something about Libras and it's something about Sagittarius and Scorpio. Like they run together, you know, and they really have similar characteristics. Like you're not going to talk slick to a Scorpio. You're not gonna fool a Sagittarius. You know what I'm saying? So all three of those kind of go hand in hand. So hey, we're a part of the club. Check us out. Check us out. You might as well send invitations to this club right now. You might as well send invitations.
Child, what we say, private events? Yeah.
Yeah. And let me tell you something too. I want to get this out with your point too about how porn has changed over the years. I really think that you hit the nail on the head with that because the accessibility of it, you know, has changed everything. Remember back in the day where well, when I started in '07, you would get paid like $1,100, $1,200 a scene.
Yeah.
Because because there weren't people on their phones able to download it for free. There wasn't a Pornhub that you could go for free. There wasn't yet a MyVidster.
Yeah.
There was only Blackgate Chat. There was
or the actual
Coco
website
Dorm.
of the company.
Yes, and you had to do DVDs. You had to subscribe to them. You had to have those delivered to the house.
Yep.
And now it's to the point where content creators are calling them. There you go. Content creators are calling themselves porn stars, and there's no shade to the content creators,
right?
But they're calling themselves porn stars, and they have not yet made that circuit.
Yeah.
And what I mean by circuit is actually go to a studio, fill out the proper paperwork, actually have your test submitted, and have them pair you up with someone who has the same test results, or who have
You better speak on it, OG. You are OG. You better go ahead and speak on it.
And it's like, back in the day, and I'm pretty sure even the content creators today, they probably don't remember people like Breon Diamond or Shorty J, all those people, Justin Long that I started with, Deka, oh my God, February of 2007, C-Mac, all those older people who are doing probably great things with their life. I have not heard from them, but we should have more of them come out and really kind of guide, I guess, the newer, stars or the content creators. They don't have to do that, but I would love if, I would see that. Rockefeller, he's still doing stuff. And
get this, one of my dear friends, one of my best friends is Kid. And he too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he too is an icon. And I tell him all the time.
Yeah.
I tell him all the time, like, baby, we grew up on you. We grew up on you. Every little black boy, we grew up on you, Kid.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Darius is amazing. And I always remind him of such. And what's so crazy?
That's sweet.
Sparked my mind because today, I woke up because, I sleep late. I don't have to get up. I'm, an entrepreneur. So
you don't get out of. Are you? No,
I'm not about to do it. Don't do it. Don't Linda Evangelista me. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You don't get out of the bed. Are you one of those divas that do not get out of the bed for less than $10,000 a day?
Don't do it. See, you're trying to Linda Evangelista me. I didn't say
that. because if you are, I was completely right the whole time.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. We no. Don't Linda Evangelista.
All right.
Me. No, but
all
get this. But get
maybe
this.
It's 15,000.
Oh, you know what? You get on my nerves. But get this. He
sorry.
actually said to me today, he texted me to earlier today, and he said, "Thank you for your endless inspiration and your motivation." Because we're
that's sweet.
And
that's so sweet.
But the thing is, I'm always telling him, I'm like, honey, you are OG. These hoes don't know nothing about nothing because you were on the screen. Yeah. You was doing it. We had to go to the sex shop and get the DVD and buy it.
Yeah, I know.
Like, please, don't play. Don't play.
Yeah.
Oh,
geez. Let me just say this. I see your Instagram post and like your numbers, your wardrobe numbers is like, do you wear the same thing ever twice? Do you ever wear anything twice?
Get it sometimes and get it. I better start because I'm running out of space. Okay.
Hey,
I'm running.
Well, listen, check this out. If you ever think about giving your things away, I swear to God, you could make a lot of money giving that stuff to charity. Because I'm like, well, is he making this stuff? Is he making this shit?
I'm savvy. I know where to shop. I know where to.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm not about to tell my secrets.
Oh damn!
But get it. All see. But that's the thing about American. I'm American. I was born here, but being as though that I went to Paris at 22, it kind of opened up my worldview. So I don't shop in America.
Wow.
I get stuff sent to me.
Yeah.
Most of it is sent to me. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm going down the street. And the first store that looks like they have my size. First of all, they never have small sizes.
Yeah, I know you're so small and beautiful.
They never have small sizes. Everybody thinks I'm tall. Like in my pictures, they don't know I'm 5'4".
You are. You're a little guy. I know.
I'm tiny. Yes. So it's like you go to these stores and they're like, oh my God, where can I find myself? And everybody thinks they're small. So they try to take all the small shirts.
You got to shop.
Maybe
You got to shop in the boys section.
You know what? Maybe you're not the person I should be complaining about this about. Maybe I should talk to my therapist.
That's okay, baby. I'm a mentor and a life coach as well. So
yeah, absolutely. So I love your numbers. I love your wardrobe. I just wanted to tell you that. I had to get it out.
Thank you. And you know what's so funny? A lot of people, especially because I had haters in the industry and stuff like that in Hollywood and this is that and the other. And being an entrepreneur myself, I look at my competition. I really have none. I'm my own competition, especially now.
Yep.
But when I started, I looked at, well, what do I offer that they don't offer? It wasn't even about being better than them. I needed to fill a void that needed to be filled, which means I couldn't take their place. They were filling a void being themselves. So then when part of my brand, part of my void to fill was, okay, the bitch was a model in Paris. She better know how to be stylish. She has to, I have to, that was the thing. And it was so crazy because Paris ended so quickly for me because it was very stressful. And I live with mental illness. I have bipolar type 1, PTSD, and acute anxiety from my childhood. And bipolar disorder is hereditary. It's passed from your parents, and I got both parents that have it. So, all of my siblings.
Thank you for sharing that.
Oh no, I'm very vocal about it. I'm very vocal about it because, it's kind of funny because my therapist said to me today, even around her office, she was like, you've had therapy for 16 years and you're the poster child because nobody's done it better. Nobody's better. And she said to me, no one's done it better. And she said, what we love about you is your resiliency. You don't want anything quick. You're not for instant gratification. I'm not.
Wow. So I'm so sorry. Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I have a question. So, what were your? I know that you said your both of your parents had suffered from that. Were they this aware at their age? You're 40. Were they that aware at that age, or
my mother was?
That's
17. My mother was 17 when she had me. My father was 28. And I'm going to be exactly honest because you asked a question that no one has ever asked me and they needed to. My parents are in denial about their mental illness still to this day.
So are so many blacks. So are so many of us, because I don't know if they think it's just for white people, or I don't know why people put mental illness and opiates together. And when you think of opiates, you think of white people, right?
Yeah.
And we need to just stop thinking that, because we really don't understand that the way blacks are raised in this beautiful culture that we do have, there is a lot of
mentally,
and it's by absolutely, and it's caused by what do I call it, rehearsed culture, meaning that it doesn't matter what you believe. If your grandmother has been doing this for the last 75 years, your mom's going to do it, and then you're going to do it, regardless of if if it's wrong or not, or if it's healthy or not healthy. A lot of hereditary diseases, a lot of hereditary occurrences happen because of the fragility of our mental state.
Yep.
And I just want, especially our porn stars, because they go through a lot on social media. They go through a lot with each other. When business deals don't work out, the first thing they do is go to social media and vent. And what a wonderful world it would be for all of us to just have one person that we could hold us accountable for, and really tell us that, hey, this is out of my league. You might need to go see a therapist, but I will go with you. But instead you see a lot of, that bitch crazy. Don't talk to her. That bitch crazy. I ain't going over there. It's a lot of that. So, I mean, we're on the same page with that. And that's why I appreciate you being so upfront and honest about that, because I had not known that. Not known that.
A lot of, and I'm very vocal about it. I'm very vocal about it because what people need to understand is, you're calling, let's just say you're calling the person crazy. but the person believes that they're crazy.
Yep.
They
Yep.
believe.
Yep.
When I first started, I was in college. I had to be medically withdrawn from college. I did not drop out. I had to sign
Wow.
medical withdrawal papers stating that I was too ill mentally
Yeah.
to continue college.
Yep. And that was just a time. That was the time, I bet.
But you know, it was the hardest time of my life because I had worked so hard to even get to college.
Yeah. You listen. Let me tell you something. But God has. Let me say something. God has better for you. God will always know what's best for you. God will always give you an avenue to know your worth, and God will always do that. He'll always put things together in the fashion and exact order that it fell apart.
Yep.
You know, so if your mental health was the first one to fall apart, first thing to fall apart, that's going to be the last thing he puts together, you know, because everything else around you depends on your mental state,
Yep.
you know. So we have to realize that mental stability is important, and we're walking around here acting like people telling us that we're sexy and fine every day in our DMs is enough.
No.
You know, that's not enough. Can you imagine the pain of 1,000 people telling you that you look good and then you have to go home 1,000 nights alone?
A night. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Get this.
I have felt that pain.
Uh-huh.
You know, I have felt that pain. I felt it. And a lot of the times, even with, you know, deciding that I was going to retire from porn in January, I was taking therapy then, you know, and I had been taking it for 8 months. And then my doctor, not doctor, but my therapist, he made me admit something that I had never done before. And it may sound easy, but he made me admit that one day, whether it's early or old, one day or far, that I would pass away and that the world would continue without me.
Yeah.
I had to admit that would happen. Yeah. And I had to admit that things would not stop because I stopped. And I had to admit that other people would have to live the days that I wanted to live, you know, without me being here.
Yeah.
And it was that moment that made me realize that if I'm not doing anything for my mental health and staying in this continuous hamster wheel, that I'm going to die, or either that I'm going to live and then die so that it looks like I died from old age, but I really, you know, how do I say this? A lot of from my experience, what I used to do is I used to do shoots when I didn't want to do them. You know, I used to go places when I didn't want to go places, and it would weigh on me mentally. Mm-hmm. And I thought about suicide at one point. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the time, suicide is not a one-act thing. Suicide can be done over the course of months. You killing yourself, having just continuous sex, unsupervised, unmonitored, you know, by a porn company, you know, having sex over and over again, or maybe doing drugs. You know, I've never done drugs, but a lot of porn stars struggle with it, you know, and they do these things to themselves so that when they die, they can have an excuse to not own up to them committing their own suicide. Yeah. You know, they want people to say, oh, he had an addiction, you know, when really it was you knowing you had an addiction. Yeah. And decided not to get help on it. And instead of us just saying he committed suicide, it's more comfortable for the narrative to say, oh, he was just, you know, addicted to drugs. You know, that thing is what I learned from my therapist. And we really have to kind of see that, okay, maybe one day we will leave this place, but we have to realize that we are killing ourselves if we do not take care of our mental. We are killing ourselves if the first thing we think about is to go fuck somebody after we have had our feelings hurt by our supervisor at work.
Do you know?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I love where you're going with this, because do you know what you're saying?
It's like
it all sums up to be? you're saying that you have a right to be happy,
Yep.
to live, and to experience the pleasures of life and not just the problems. What I
Absolutely.
find, because I did 2 years as a female phone sex agent back in
Oh, wow.
07, 08. Yeah, but get this. What I realized is, as a sex worker and someone that is providing fantasy, because even that you guys are the fantasy, you guys
Yeah.
are teaching these young, new people to the gay community how to have sex. It's always been
Yep.
that way.
Yep.
So what I find is, when you are the fantasy, people, they praise you and gratify you for being the fantasy, but they also dump their troubles on you.
There you go.
They
Yep.
project,
Yep.
and they dump all of the stuff they don't want on you. And
Absolutely. And it gets worse.
yeah, you have to somehow find a way to deal with that.
Yep.
There comes the drugs. There comes
Yep.
alcohol. There come, the reckless
Yep.
behavior.
Yep. Have you ever been in that situation where like someone expressed their sexual desire for you and you just tell them no, you're not interested, and then here comes all of these raging insults that
Yeah,
are coming from nowhere, and
yeah,
then instead of you knowing that I just rejected this guy, I shouldn't care what he thinks, you go home with that.
yeah.
You go home with it, and regardless of how many compliments you got in that day, that one person that doesn't know you and you don't know what they look like, their insults are in your mind. Have you ever gone through that? Because I have.
It took me a long time to get rid of it.
Yeah, it takes a long time. It really does take a long time. Even sometimes today, I'll get into my mind when I see criticism online or something like that, because one thing we do want in our life is to be seen and to be heard and to be remembered. And that and what that means is just validation. We just want validation. And if we could just get a grasp of who to ask for that validation, it will make all the difference. Because
I got one better for you.
Yeah.
I got one better for you. Guess who is the only person that can validate you?
Who?
You.
I knew you were going to say that.
You are the only person. You got so much with you.
Don't make me start running. Don't make me start running. Because this selfie like and this phone to be on the ground.
You are the only person. You are the only person that can free yourself.
Yeah.
Or put yourself in prison.
Yeah.
I had a friend say to me when I was much younger, before Paris, I was homeless for being gay, and I'm living on different people's couches and trying to find someone to help me. And that help looked very different. Like people want, I'll help you, but I want your ass. I want this. I want, that help looked very different. And I was one of those people where I was keeping myself away from that. So I took a lot of high roads that left me out and like high and dry, because I was not willing to compromise my integrity. And that's been something that, 20 years later in the business, I still don't do. I won't do. I will not compromise my integrity for $1, for an opinion, for a rating, for a job, an opportunity. I will not. I am a brand that stands alone, because I am not just the brand. The brand.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The brand is me. People are like,
absolutely.
Oh, well, that's just the brand. That's just the. I'm like, no, honey. No, honey. This is me. I am me, and then created a brand. A brand.
It's gonna be worldwide soon.
You keep saying that, but so many people are saying that. And this is what I wanted to say. My therapist said to me today. She said, you're so resilient and you're so in tune with yourself. And she said, because we were talking about my grandmother stepping into my life 16 years ago, and that basically I have the help and support now that I wished for when I was a child. I have the help and support that I saw my high school friends living in the suburbs when they had two parents and their parents paid for college and the parents undertook everything to make them better, to make them better.
Yep.
And now I have that. And one of my son actually said to me, he said, Mom, your grandmother ushered you into generational wealth because you stand on her shoulders to get to the next level. And it's
your son told you that?
Yeah, my son told me that. Listen,
Wow.
You got to remember, I've been a queen of shade for a while, honey, even off camera. So I
Wow.
breed them. I breed them, honey. I breed them.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So listen, so the fact that someone younger than you could notice that
Yep.
and really remind you of that, you know, that is what contributes to healthy mentality.
Yep.
You know, because you really are being validated by the future.
Yeah.
You know, by the future of the gays, by the future of our community.
Yep.
And for these people to know that you have been ushered into wealth by your grandmother,
yep.
that doesn't mean just finances. That means mental wealth.
Everything.
That means, you know, and mental wealth is not having a mental issue. It's taking care of that.
Yep.
Knowing that there's a mental issue, you know. And ever since you started on mental health, I really think that that's important because that's just not talked about. You know, a lot of people think it's so easy to just shun sex workers and, you know, they have other choices. And, you know, I started in school. I went to a Black college in Daytona Beach and I started in 2005, college then, but I had already been in college 2 years before I started.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was, you know, insecure and, you know, trying to chase people. And one white guy, I won't, he's Lucas. Of course, people know him from, you know, Coco. But he saw me at a club named Ziba in 2006, December of 2006. And it was the same weekend that I was getting ready to go see the Dreamgirls movie. Dreamgirls movie came out Christmas Day, if you can remember, 2006.
Yeah.
So this is like 1 week before that video came out, or that movie came out. And he was asking me had I ever modeled before, and I looked so good and stuff like that. Yep. But in my mind, I'm so used to people picking at my big nose and my big lips from when I was a kid that I was not able to see.
Great. You grew into it. You crazy. You crazy.
They say I grew into it, right? And that's still to this day, one of my biggest insecurities is my lips and my nose. And it's like, I get it.
Don't you touch them.
I'm not.
Listen to me.
I'm not.
Don't you? I'm getting very paternal on you.
Hey.
Don't you touch them.
For some reason,
yeah,
that tone in your voice, for some reason, makes me feel like you know my address. So I'm not going to touch it. It makes me feel like... It makes me feel like if I touch my nose or my lips, that I'm gonna see you pull up on some bicycle so that you can remain anonymous with your vehicle.
Let me tell you something. Bicycle, baby.
So that you can remain anonymous with your vehicle?
Baby. 4 men will show up to your house in the middle of the night.
I know.
They will put a sack over your head.
Yeah, I know.
Where you are going.
No.
And then the next time you open your eyes, you will be in a meat locker, sitting at a table with me standing over the table like you done fucked up.
Okay, be careful not to turn me on with that talk. Be careful not to turn me on with those details. Okay?
It's how I roll now. Okay, that's how I roll. You are brought to me. You are
because I will do this and have you tie my hands up. I want to be hog-tied. I want to be tortured. I want to be beat on. I want to be beat on.
Now, wait a minute. Now, don't you turn me on by telling me that you like it. No, but that's how I roll. You will be brought to me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not. But yeah, but that has always been like an insecurity of mine, because if you can imagine always being picked on for those things as a kid, and then when you're an adult, because now I'm 35, I've only been an adult technically for 17 years.
Yeah.
So when you've been picked on for 21 of those years,
Yeah.
sorry, I have a cold,
That's
a
okay.
little bit of a cold. For like 21 of those years, about these features, people start saying, "Oh, you have sexy lips," or "Oh, I love your nose." Those things are so hard to hear, is because now you're thinking, are they just kidding? Are they just trying to get in my pants? Or do they really like my lips? Is it, you know,
Get this. Do you know what drew me to you first?
if you say my nose, I'm gonna kick the freaking phone.
Don't kick the phone.
It was my nose?
And
What?
your lips, and get it, the combination of them together. Like,
Yeah,
see,
I've heard that before.
listen, see, as a ex model, we know bone structure. We see the beauty in features.
Oh,
So, like, my thing was, listen here. I'm just going to say this real quick because it is a fact. Barbara Streisand is one of the most beautiful women in the world.
yeah.
But when she was younger, she worried about her nose.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she wanted to get it fixed. And allegedly the story is that they told her, if you mess with your nose, you'll change the sound of your voice when you sing.
That's right.
She said, I gotta leave it alone. And I remember in one concert that I saw of her when I was a little boy, she was singing Don't Rain on My Parade.
Wow.
She was singing Don't Rain on My Parade. And she said in the lyrics, yes, I kept my nose to spite my face.
There you go.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that.
Yes.
That's so sweet. Thank you for saying that.
But you know what I love? See, you like me. You're like me. Get this. We are the same. All my life, I was picked on for my voice. I was picked on for being so thin. I was picked on for a lot of things. There were a lot of things I could have changed about myself.
Yeah.
Because I met the people who could possibly make that happen for me.
Yep.
So there was a lot I could have changed, including my gender.
Yeah, because
I got to Paris and they said, you're late. I said, what do you mean? They said the women's shows are already booked. Had you come here a little earlier, you would have been in all of the women's shows. And then they said to me, when are you going to transition?
And what did you say? Never.
I freaked the fuck out. I said, oh, get the fuck out of here. I said, that's what happened. I started to flip out in my mind. I said, I did not come the fuck over here because my thing was,
wow,
get this. You have so many young gay men that deal with masculine presenting gay men or closeted men. And they tell them, oh, you're so feminine. You're so this, you might as well be a girl. You might as well do this, or you would look better. You should just go ahead and do it. You should, and you hear that, and you think that that's your path. When no, they're projecting on you. Oh well, you might as well just go ahead. You would look like this and this, that. I learned very early, even in my disasters and hurts, not to please other people.
That was hard for me. That was hard for me.
Get it? I was very much as an entertainer. Get this, as an entertainer, we all have a want to please, but I have a limit.
Yeah. When I was younger, I wish I had that, because when I was younger, like I said, it only took one person to come to say, you look good. You want to take pictures? And I was like, yeah, I want to be on the front of a camera. And I didn't quite know what I was getting into at the time. And then I realized it was porn a little bit later. And, and I had did it because I had found out that, I didn't have enough money to pay for my second semester of my second year. So I panicked. I was like, I gotta get some money because my band scholarship only pays for this much of the year. And it was like a stressful time. So I did it, and I was able to do that. And I graduated 2010. I did. I graduated with a bachelor's degree. But
in what?
I had speech communication, theater, and visual arts. And I had a minor in business administration. So that's how that's probably how I got into the accounting field and acting and stuff like that. I really love it, but I also credit my education really to me doing porn, because had it not been for me freaking out, and had it not been for me really loving my education enough and wanting to finish college enough to put myself through that, Maya Angelou said that, whenever you see a person in their most vile moment, in their most vulgar activity, doing the most vile things to support the well-being of self or someone else, that too is love.
Yep.
Albeit bitter, albeit confusing, that too is love.
Mm-hmm.
And the direction of that love must go to someone else.
Yes.
It must go to someone.
Let me tell you something. I never, I was approached to do porn because my sex life was immense. I'm from Philadelphia. And
oh, okay. Yep.
In one summer.
Shout out to Philly.
Yeah, shout out to Philly. In one summer, I slept with 85 men and didn't blink an eye. Didn't blink an eye. And let me tell you something else too. I slept with them. Now look at this. You see all of this. You see it's polished, it's poised. It looks like it's always been here. I'm a blouse, which is a top, a feminine top. So this is the thing. People would always say, oh, well, you should be a bottom and this is that and the other. And when I started my sexual career as an adult, I was bottoming. I was bottoming because everybody said that's what men like you do. And
did you enjoy it?
I hated every moment of it.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say
every
that.
moment of it. I felt like I was being robbed of everything sacred.
Mm-hmm. And everyone else was so pleased.
Yeah. And
everyone else was so pleased.
Exactly.
And that's what gets you caught up in that.
And get it. I made a decision. There was a man I was seeing because I haven't had a boyfriend until this year. And I got my first boyfriend this year, broke up with my first boyfriend this year. So it is what it is, famous people, it happens. But anyway, yeah, it happens. Famous people, oh, they're in love. Oh, they're not anymore. Okay. Yeah. But I was able to find myself and stay true to myself because even like you said, with mental illness, doing actions, acting out, being that, I still had love for self in a place that I couldn't even reach.
Yeah.
So deeply tucked away and secure that I knew, okay, I love myself. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And I tried to break it off with him because we were sex partners for about 8 years. And I said,
it's a long time.
He was a tall and he never wanted a relationship because he was polyamorous. He liked many men. And get it, I'm polyamorous today. But look at this. Exactly.
Really?
I'm trying to get him into monogamy, and then I turn out to be polyamorous my damn self. You see all these goddamn men.
I'm seeing more poly relationships. I'm seeing more.
I don't want the relationship. I don't want the relationship. You know what I want? Like I told you, I'll scare you again. Here's my phone. Call the agency. I'd like to book one for 6:00. Money sent.
Yep.
I want to pay. I want to pay for it. I've known since I was 8 I was going to pay for it. It's got to be on my terms.
Yeah.
Be on my terms.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? That's what it is. But I told him, I said, listen, we can't see each other no more.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. I'm because I'm not bottoming not another day of my life, not ever again.
There you go.
And I said,
you got to stand up for it.
But get this. I said, so this is the end. He said, I'll be over in your house in 10 minutes. And he was the first person that bottomed for me. And it was amazing.
Oh my God. He was the first person?
Yeah. Who had been screwing me for 8 years.
Wow.
First person. And then after him, I went, wow. I got a taste of it and I went buck wild.
You are about to make me smoke a blunt on that one. You are.
But after that summer, I said, ooh, when they start coming up to you and you don't recognize their faces, you have to ask them to turn around and bend over so that you can recognize them. That's not good. That's not
That's
good.
not.
So
I'm
I
about to
had
call.
to
You know
say,
what? I'm calling the
okay,
police. I've had it with you. I'm calling the police. I had it. Where my phone
but
at?
I'm
I've had it
calling
with you. I'm calling the police.
police.
Yeah, yeah. That is, but seriously though, that is. It's actually an embarrassing thing when they,
Yes,
people have to ask you to turn over. That's
yes.
you don't want
Like,
to be
are
that
you
person.
kidding? Like, yeah, that is
Yeah,
not a good thing.
you dropping gems. You are dropping gems. You hear
So
me?
are you.
All right, all right. I guess I'm dropping gems.
See, I started even on my platform. I was the Queen of Shade, trademark Queen of Shade. It's my trademark. I've had it for 7 years. It'll be 7 on New Year's Day. And you know,
I gotta get you a
I
gift.
oh God,
You
really?
gotta send. You gotta send me your. You gotta send me your address, a business address, or anything. Seriously, I'm not just saying it because we're doing an interview. I'm not.
You have
I will
my
send you a gift.
number. You have my
There
number.
you go.
Text it to you.
There
But
you go.
you can send me gifts. I like gifts. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you don't like gifts?
uh, I was getting ready to say something. You see, you opened up a can there. I was getting ready to say,
You know what? Listen, let me tell you something. I have the censor guy right here saying exactly what you want to say. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm playing.
don't play with
I'm
me.
playing. Queen of Shade cannot be censored. I'm just playing.
Listen, no, but it just what we are talking about today is so important because let me tell you something. I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever talked to a porn star, and I've interviewed them all. Max Connor, I've done it all. There are a
Oh
few,
yeah.
yeah, there are a few that escape my grasp, but I'm on my way. I'm working my way.
There you go.
But like,
When you start to get worldwide, watch they're gonna come back. They are
and
gonna
guess what I'm
come
gonna do?
back
And guess what I'm
and
gonna do?
try to.
I'm gonna be like, what day can you do it? I'm
You,
not
you,
turning down a single interview. I'm not. I don't care
listen.
if they wait till I'm big and famous and then they want. I don't care. I'm not
Yeah.
turning down a single
Yeah.
one. I'm not turning down a
Yeah,
single.
they're gonna come back, and then that's when you cash in. You're gonna grow. I'm telling you, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, but you said you had talked to a lot of porn stars, and what happened? I'm sorry.
And what I realized is nobody gets into porn because they love it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's great the first 2 times, 3 times. But then when you have to do it for your living and it's been 15 years,
Yeah,
they don't love
yeah.
it. They don't love it.
Sometimes and because in that time frame, what can happen is your maturity starts to change, and you want to work and do different things in life.
Yeah.
And the different things in life are fun, but they don't make as much money as porn does, right?
Indeed.
So then you start doing it just for the money, right?
Yeah.
And that's when it starts to become a chore. I would probably say my most favorite time in porn probably had to have been between 2008 and 2013.
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite time ever doing content. Now, the content that I edit and things like that, I love that. That's what I love to do. I love to edit and stuff like that and put out good content. Whenever I'm shooting, I'm truly having fun. I've never had to use one drug to take any to do sex or anything like that. But at the same time, it's like it gets overwhelming because those other things that you want to do and truly are just as talented in starts to suffer. And when you believe in God, you heard people say a lot, well, you don't want the gift, you don't want to lose that gift that God has given you. And it's just like, well, what a tragedy it would be for God to give you 3 gifts and you only focus on one of those gifts. And then that one gift that you're focusing on is now a chore to you. So it took really a lot for me to retire. It really did. It took a lot because I'm like, the money is gonna not be the same. Like, it's gonna be different. But what I have learned is it's not. What I have learned is you have got to be consistent on all of your passions. If you're consistent on all of your passions, the benefits will be consistent.
Yep.
the payoff will be consistent. The exposure will be consistent. You know, even if it's not monetary, the exposure will get you that money, you know, that you need in those other things. And don't stay, you know, hostage to that. You know, you could have been a slave and you could have gotten your surgery, you know, to be a model. You could have been on top of the world as a you know, supermodel, but you're about to be on top of the world.
Look at it, was only a small portion. Like
Yeah.
literally, I get it. The sacrifice was I would have had to just stay in that world. I would have never been able to leave.
Yep.
Never been able to leave it. And then I would never, no one would ever have known my voice and the power behind it. And, you know, it's not just speaking. I have albums out. I'm a mezzo soprano. I'm a consummate singer. Like, and that's the thing. Yeah, I got music. I'm gonna have to send you stuff. I'm gonna have to send you stuff because I got
awesome. Awesome. I love music. I would love for you too. I was in marching band. That's where I got Drummer Boy from. I played the drums in college.
Oh my God. That's where the name came from.
Yeah. The marching band scholarship, remember? Yep. That I only paid so much. That's where I got Drummer Boy from. It's on my chest. And everyone would call me the little drummer boy because I was short. Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
I love you. This is, and you know what's so crazy? It's my ex-boyfriend, Sagittarius. I had a best friend for over 13, 14 years, Sagittarius.
Oh my God, really?
But you know why? Because you guys understand my crazy.
Oh yeah.
You guys understand.
Oh yeah.
And vice versa.
Absolutely.
Like
yes,
that need. And we both, this is kind of not good, but at the same time, it's good. We both strive for such perfection.
Yeah.
We strive for such perfection. So like if you turn to your friend and your friend is either a Libra or a Sag, they're gonna tell you, bitch, you could keep going. You could do a little more on that. Like you know that they're gonna be like, and they're not gonna keep you back, hold you back because they too have the same drive. So they're gonna be like, no, we can knock it out of the park if you do this. And you like, oh, get it.
And when you strive for perfection, sometimes you don't realize that what you already have right here is what they like. It's stellar.
It's absolutely stellar.
You know, and you try, and then you spend your time trying to make it better because you want to be wowed. Yeah. And it takes a lot to wow someone like you. You know,
that's so crazy. It's true. And guess what? You know what I tell people every year when they ask me what my New Year's resolution is? More Queen of Shade. You gonna get
absolutely.
You
better speak it.
You gonna get this bitch for the rest of her life, right here. This is who she is. She's not a puppet. She's not somebody. She's not a marionette. You don't take a different one on here and put a different one on here. I am not. No, honey. No. You gonna get this because this is a human soul with a lot of wisdom and a lot to offer. And there are so many facets to me. But you know, I said all of that because you know I speak to the guys and some of them have said, you know, it's blood money and, you know, this is that and the other. They've talked about their negative experiences. But I will say this, the ones that I've talked to that have higher education. They tend to be able to come out a little bit less burned.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it gives you, people don't understand what education is and why education is so important. When you learn things, you can do more things. Oh, and that's the thing. And that's what's missing because if you say come on, the porn community gets you when you're young.
Stop dropping those gems. Hey, stop dropping those gems. Stop.
So get it. The porn community gets you when you're young. So you have yet to stretch your mental aptitude.
Amen.
You're yet to do that. And they get you before you do. Guess what? So does fashion. Guess what? So does music. Guess what? So does acting. They want you when they're young. They pray. They're like vampires for you.
Absolutely.
Because before you decide, okay, I'm grown now. I don't want to do this. I don't need to do that. They've gotten the best from you.
Yeah.
And then they can let you go off into the sunset and do the other things you want to do. You know, models are not made to model forever. Singers are not made to sing forever. Actors are not made to act forever. Porn stars are not made to be porn stars forever.
That's right.
It's supposed to be a journey And at some point, you get off. Now, mind you, get this. There are many, because I have many friends that are porn stars. They go back and see if they still got it. They go back and try and make sure they still got it, and they release some content. And guess what?
Yeah.
That's what I learned. It's their prerogative.
Yeah.
Once it's in your bag of tricks, you can use whatever in your bag of tricks.
Absolutely.
Because it's your bag of tricks.
Absolutely.
You can use it. You don't let somebody else tell you, oh, well, I thought you retired, or I don't know. You do what you want to do. When you want to do it, how you want to do it. That's why they don't like this bitch over here. That's why they mad with this bitch.
Why y'all don't like Queen of Shade?
Because she does what she want when she wants. She ain't worked for nobody else in 16 years.
Period.
I tell them all the time.
I won't say that I ain't. Now I won't say period. Like I didn't have to work for nobody for 16 years, because God knows I had to have my black ass at work.
Mine is a special circumstance. With me not working also came the pain of mental illness that I had to walk through.
Yeah.
So once I did that,
we all have.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I am employed. And the funny thing is, now that I think about it, this, like you said, the divine gives you so many different gifts and things like that. And as who I am today, I exercise all of them. I haven't exercised my ability to bring physical passion to another man yet.
Yeah.
I'm just, I don't know. I'm on prep. Now, mind you, I'm on prep.
Yeah.
And, I'm doing all that stuff, but I thought it was going to be my boyfriend, and I was going up there to tear him apart. I was going to tear him apart. And he was a top. So we were going to figure out. Because I knew he didn't want to go down, and I didn't want to go down. So we was going to do a whole bunch of other stuff. Now
we're talking about play rock, paper, scissors?
I know.
Because
that was off the table. He wasn't going down, and I wasn't going down. So we was going to use these mouths, we was going to use these hands, we was going to use these thighs, but we wasn't going to use that asshole. Look, you got me cutting up. We are cutting up. But yeah, he's on top, as am I. So we was gonna make it work. We was gonna make it work, but we was gonna make it work, but we wasn't gonna work that.
I feel you. I listen. Yeah. I feel you. That's hilarious.
It is.
Because I would have been like, listen. I didn't drive all this way for nothing. We're gonna do rock, paper, scissors. All right. And let's just get this over with. May the best man win.
May the best man win. Oh my God.
Or lose, however way you see it. Right? You're making me feel like I'm a comedian.
Y'all doing hand tosses. Like, okay.
You make me feel so good. You make me feel like I'm a comedian. You laugh and
I'm
like,
you are so talented. You are so talented. You are so talented. And I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you going to maintain your intellectual property and still make money from your porn? Or are you to retire? Okay, good. Thank you. Because I didn't want to have to have that conversation with you like, bitch. Now, wait a minute.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep making money from it. There are lots of unreleased trailers that I still have.
Yeah.
What I will say is my Pornhub page was hacked on the 28th of October, and all of my content was deleted. All of it. All of my content was deleted. So now, but I still have.
So evil. Let's send a curse their way right now.
I know. Listen. Look, how about that? You son of a bitches.
All negative energy. Oh,
you son of a bitches.
I'm a shaman.
You know what? You
I'm a shaman.
You son of a bitches. What did you say earlier? I'm gonna have your fucking head underneath. Wait, no, this is.
No, those will not wait. Those will not be brought to me. Just people will show up with axes and do the job while they sleep.
There you go. But I can't say that. This is YouTube. But hey, but you get the picture. I'm in red. I'm not no blood.
Hey. Right. No, but I'm a shaman, and that's another one of my gifts: shaman, prophet, oracle, seer, and healer, and medium. There's a lot that I've been given.
Wow.
And get it. It made a lot of other entertainers very jealous of me. And one of those entertainers in Hollywood bullied me for 16 years, but I got his name. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Send the envelope.
I'm sending a little curse that way. Because get it. I say shaman because witch doctor is such a derogatory term. Yeah, yeah. That's how
Oh,
we gonna handle that.
I have had fun today.
I too, and I gotta let you go. My God. Listen. Okay. So give
Mhm.
me, it's been, first of all, I just gotta say this. I am so thankful that you did this opportunity and took this opportunity to talk to me.
Oh, thank you
Because
for
you
having me.
are like, listen, like I remember when you did your first scene. I was like,
Oh my God, you look, we are old.
yeah,
Don't say
we
that.
are. Yeah, we are, but we fine as hell. We fine as hell. Don't play. We
There
fine
you
as
go.
hell.
There you
And
go.
I remember and I said, oh my God. And get it. It wasn't just your performance, it was your physicality, it was your candor, everything
Oh,
was great. And
mhm.
to be able to talk to you, get it. At that time, I watched you in awe. And to be able to sit now, having
So weird to
become who
hear.
I needed to be,
Yeah.
that I'm who I need to be, I get to talk to you. That's the best part of this job.
Thank you for having me. I have had a blast.
Listen, I have to have you back because yeah, I have to
Have me back. I
listen,
would
you
love
missed
to do
it.
another
You
one.
gonna ruin my joke. I said I have to have you as many times as I can.
Listen, let me tell you something. As many times as you will have me, I will be right here. I've
He still
had
don't get the
such.
joke, y'all.
Listen, listen. Oh my God, I got this joke.
Oh, okay, you got it.
Wait.
Got it.
Now I'm pissed because you. Now I'm pissed because you said it was just a joke.
Oh,
See?
oh.
Now I'm pissed. I
Here
wanted
we
to do.
go. We'll
You
talk.
can. Yes.
I
There you
pay
go.
well. I pay well.
There you go. Start telling the truth and shame the devil. There you go.
I pay well.
Okay, listen, let me tell you something before we end.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that I am so proud and so happy for you because you really are making a lane for yourself and it's growing and it's something that is new.
Yeah.
And when it's new, it takes time to grow. You continue to do what you're doing because the minute you stop, someone that is seeing what you're doing is going to pick up where you left off.
Yeah.
You know, the moment that you stop, you're going to be a fool if you stop. Do not stop. Keep going. We need for you to continue to pour into porn stars like us because it's good for me, it's good for my
Self-esteem
validation.
building. Self-esteem.
Yes, it's good for my validation. It's good
Yeah.
for motivation and to know that, you know, you are doing something for other people and you are feeding a need.
Yes.
You
Let me tell
know,
you something. Let me tell you something. Let me hold you right there. Sex is $1 billion business. I learned that being a phone sex agent.
yeah.
It's $1 billion business. Why would we condemn you for doing the action when we're all watching?
Don't make me run.
I'm just asking a question. Why would we condemn you? Oh, you ain't nothing but a porn star, but we all watching you.
Yep. Wow. Yeah,
That
and
don't
I
make
said
sense to me. It
it
doesn't make sense
doesn't.
to me. So
It
this is what
doesn't.
you do from now on. You tell them, shut up and enjoy the show.
And can I tell them that Queen of Shade told me to tell them that? Can I say
Yes,
that too?
please do.
Okay, good.
The Queen of
All right,
Shade
good.
told me to tell
Because
you.
I know you don't play.
Oh, wait, then you got to do it right. The Queen of Shade told me to tell you, shut the fuck up and enjoy the show.
The Queen of Shade told me to tell you to shut the fuck up or she's finna come over here and have your head on the motherfucking platter. Can I add that a little bit too?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right.
But you didn't tell him to enjoy the show.
Oh, and enjoy the fucking show. Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. Give me 3 words that inspire and empower you. Think about it. 3 off the top of your head. 3 words that inspire and empower you today.
Consistency,
Mm-hmm.
awareness,
Mm-hmm.
and acceptance.
Yes. Now do me a favor because I'm gonna make you do this. I make everybody do this, but I'm gonna make I'm gonna make
if
you.
You're not gonna ask me to use those words in the sentence, are you?
No.
Okay, good.
Listen, I'm not lecturing right now. Right now. Okay, Professor Shade is not lecturing.
I was like, oh my
but
God.
I said I'm gonna make you do this because you keep trying to disappear from social media. I need you to tell everybody where they can find you.
No, I'm gonna I deactivated, and the only reason why I deactivated my Instagram is because when my Pornhub got hacked, I was trying to deactivate my other social media so that they wouldn't attack it.
Okay.
You know, so doing that, I have to go back and just undeactivate my Instagram. It's not completely gone, so I have to redo it. But it's Drummer Boy for real with the underscore. Drummer Boy, DRUMMER BOI, the number 4 REAL _.
I think you got it
So
back up. I think it's up because I think I
yes,
saw.
I have to still put it up. It'll be back up within the next 24 hours, and all of my videos on Pornhub will be back up by the 7th of
Yeah.
November. So
Yeah.
if you follow me on Pornhub, it's Drummer Boy _XXX.
Okay. Do you have
DRUMMER BOI _XXX on
do you have
Pornhub.
do you have Twitter?
No, I don't have a Twitter anymore. I've been thinking about doing it,
You need.
but
Let
it's
me tell
like,
you something. You need the Twitter because the Twitter drives new eyes to your content.
I know.
Get this. Get this. Even when it gets shut down, you got to keep coming back. You got to keep coming back. You got to, and I know that's a task, but you got to keep coming back because get this. It's not okay for people like us. Social media is not fun. Social media is our business. Social media is how we meet new clients and customers. So you got to keep coming back. See, my thing is, if all my shit gets shut down, I lose my blue check. I don't give a fuck because I own all my content. So I'll take a no-name page and put all my content and go even further. Like, it don't matter. It's not about the actual platform. It's the fact that this is your business. This is your content. As long as you own your content, you keep throwing that shit back up there because listen, they can't. They're gonna get tired of shutting you down because they're gonna realize you keep coming back.
Yeah, I think I need to do that.
We ain't gonna mess with this. They're gonna be like, we ain't gonna mess with this. These bitches keep on coming back.
And you know what I thought about? I was like, I'm not gonna do a Twitter again because I just don't feel like waiting for the followers to go up. That's the only thing.
You don't. Let me tell you something. Don't worry about the followers. The followers will take care of themselves.
Yes, absolutely.
Post. Like when I tell people all the time, stop worrying about stop worrying about the numbers because get this. Like I don't know if I told you. Yes, I did. I turned around the other morning and I posted a picture on Halloween. And I had like a very Egyptian shaman kind of look going on. It was in my room. It was a couple of years ago. It was like 7 years ago. And what happened was I chose Cairo, Egypt as the location. Do you know my followers and fans from Cairo, Egypt wrote me and said in my DM, "Oh my God, are you here? We would love to meet you." Cairo, Egypt.
Wow.
Cairo. And let me tell you something. I went to their pages. Wow. They weren't even subscribed. They didn't never hit a like button. They never hit a follow button, but they were following me.
Yeah, that is so wild. I remember, I think you kind of mentioned it yesterday, and I told you, I was like, girl, the closest I've ever come to Egypt was the Remember the Time video by Michael Jackson. I was like, you got freaking fans in Cairo, Egypt? What? Okay.
Listen, you'll see Egypt. You'll see.
So it's like,
if it's up to me, if it's left up to me, you'll see Egypt. You'll see it.
I want to. You are gonna go far. Don't you ever forget it. You are gonna go far. I have had so much fun with you today. Like it feels like we've been talking for 5 minutes. I know it's been a long time. I know I'm probably keeping you, but we have had a blast. I can only speak for me. I have. I thought that this interview was going to be an interview where it was just questions, but it was genuinely a conversation. It was genuinely.
That's my angle. That's my angle. I call it
a sharing of experiences, and I just appreciate that. I appreciate that because I was like, oh Lord, what if she asked me like, what was my favorite subject in college, or like some question I can't really answer, or either she asked me to prove my education by stating those 3 words in a sentence. Right?
No! Let me tell you something. I am here. Let me tell you something. The reason why I started doing this. I am here doing this because once upon a time, you entered my life and you inspired me. You touched me, and now I want to be able to touch you back.
Thank you.
And show the world who is responsible for this sassy ass, part of this sassy ass behavior.
Yeah.
You were one of them. So I'm just giving you your flowers. Everybody says that about these conversations because I call them interviews, but they're not. My style is something that I too created. No one conducts an interview like this but me.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
All right. We'll talk more off camera. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the vocal stylings of this amazing, very sexy, very 5'4". We can ball him up and bounce him against the wall. 5'4", young man, college education. Yes. Drummer boy. Say goodbye, but don't hang up just yet.
I will not. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for all the support through the years. I really love you guys. Thank you, Queen of Shade. This was so much fun. You have got to have me back. And I'm serious. You've got to have me back. If you don't have me back by New Year's Day, I'm not sending you that gift.
That's blackmail.
Okay, well, listen.
That's blackmail from a black male.
There we go. There we go. It makes sense. All right.
I will.
Get your shit together. No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
Hold on.
Okay.
So did you enjoy? I hope you did. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and don't forget to cash at me at the Queen of Shade. I am your favorite content creator, right? Right. You want to see more of this content, right? Right. Cash at me. I love you. Mwah.
I've got my black stilettos on. Don't you make me take them off. I'm assuming first position. Gonna show you I'm a boss. I've been given 60 seconds just to put my thing